Good morning, everybody. And it's an honor to be here with such a distinguished panelist. I think we'll start a little bit from the context and pick up some of the points that have already been very well described. The context is completely changed. I think, as has been said, security of supply is back, a central point for stability of Europe. I mean, in industrial, economical, and social stability. That's the first point. The second point is that we have a tremendous challenge in replacing the Russian volumes. We're talking about 150 BCM over 450 as consumption in Europe, so almost 1/3 of the European demand. And that's a huge challenge. And of course, Europe has a plan, and this plan is going through the energy transition path that we have to take into account. But I think there is another point that, to me, the energy transition will be longer than expected. So we also have to take into account the time we need to replace gas. So I think that gas will stay central in the security of supply discussion for longer than expected, maybe before September, before February, and before the war. And as gas will be central, a central point in the security of supply, infrastructure again importance in the energy discussion. And we know that. We know that because in the last decade, we have seen the dependence of Europe from Russia increasing in a parallel path together with the increasing of the infrastructures. As Nord Stream, Turk Stream growth, then the dependence from Russian gas has increased in a parallel path. So this is key, and this is the stage where EastMed pipeline is having a role, and I think it is a strategic option for Europe for security of supply. And I think it's strategic to contribute to security of supply. And I'm stressing contribute because I think there is no single project, no single technology, no single route that can replace all the amount of volumes we're talking about. The issue is huge, and the solution cannot be one. So as has been said, I think that diversification is the real robust solution, robust path. So we don't have to approach to security of supply with competition between projects, but with coexistence of different projects. And in this perspective, I think that EastMed is unique. EastMed pipeline is unique, has unique features for security of supply. First of all, it has proved reserves to be exploited and used. We have been listening already. There is a huge potential in the EastMed basin, and this potential is available for the different options, export options to Europe. I think EastMed pipeline, for example, is not at all in competition with the existing LNG facilities. That's the cheapest and already available and fastest solution. But we have to take care of the long-term perspective as well. So volumes are there, are available. I think EastMed pipeline is the most mature project we have now. We have been working on it for many years. We have been also spending money on it. The project is a project of common interest for European Commission, has been co-financed. So we have been doing a lot of engineering studying, technical feasibility, and economic studies on it. So we think that the project is technically feasible and economically viable. And with this framework of prices and need for gas we have today, of course, the economics are even better today than 1 year ago. So volumes are there. Maturity is a key because I agree there is a matter of timing. There are very quick answers to give, but there is a long-term security to ensure. One key point is that EastMed pipeline has a strategic route. It's the only project that has a direct connection between EastMed resources and Europe without any transit through no European country. And in a picture of diversification of routes and sources, this is key and is unique for this project. The last 2 points, I think that this project is competitive compared to the other export options that we could consider in the portfolio of alternatives. If we speak about new LNG facilities, for example, the project is definitely at the same level of competitiveness. Of course, we are not speaking about the existing facilities. That's a different story, and we all know that. It's not a competition there. The last point I would like to address, because I totally agree that we have to see this infrastructure in a framework that is the long-term framework and the European strategy for energy transition. The last point that sometimes has been ignored is that we are starting EastMed pipeline to be ready to transport hydrogen for the future. So when hydrogen will be available in volumes enough with competitive prices, we think that this infrastructure will be used and could be used for a transition of commodity in the future. So we also see that this is consistent with the European energy strategy for the long term. So definitely in summary, I think that the EastMed pipeline, it's really a no-regret move among the different options that Europe can have on the table today to ensure security of supply. And I totally agree also to guarantee energy cooperation in the EastMed.